What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Do I Want to Know with Marc and Mitch. This show is presented by Wells Infused Vodka Lemonade and part of the TSB Network. We have a special guest today on our show, but before we get into that, of course, let me introduce my co-host. He's Mr. 365. He's working out every single day, which is going to be the reason why I'm bringing this up, because it will be part of our topic today, fitness and nutrition. Give it up for my co-host, Marc Vicioso. Marc, what's up, man?
I'm here, Mitch. I'm excited for episode 6. You know what I mean? I don't even know what I was doing on day 6 out of 365. That was a while ago.
You were on New Year's Eve and you're like, you know what? 365 days straight, I'm going to work out. You haven't burned out. What are you at right now, man?
Today, well, as of recording, it's day 204.
204. Did you get a workout beforehand?
Yeah, I got in a bit of a workout, was on the treadmill 45 minutes, and I started this journey at about 227, and now I'm down to 206, and Mitch knows he could already see a lot.
Well, good round of applause for Marc. That's great to hear, man. Amazing.
Thank you, man.
Amazing.
And I just want to know, before we get into more of like the fitness journey and everything, I'm wearing this. This is from my nono's, my nono's brother, so my great uncle. And Forza Milan, we're on a great run of form right now, and I just want to get that in real quick, if you didn't mind, Mitch.
Of course, man. Where's Bothelo at? Bothelo might not like that.
I know, Bothelo, he's a Juventino, but we beat them 4-2, so you know what it is.
Ooh, okay. But
Mitch, you want to get in, let the audience know who our guest is before she comes on?
Yeah, we have Emilia Torres, and she is a fitness, personal training, and nutritionist. She's changing her career path, and we thought it'd be a great opportunity to bring her on the show right now. She's also very close friends with Frankie, our producer. Frank the Tank is back. He's not in Wasaga Beach. He's here with us, so we're happy about that. But, yeah, this could be a very interesting episode because you and I do not have any kind of connection to her. We don't know her at all. Everyone else that we brought on, one of us at least has known the person. So I am very excited for this show because you and I do not know anything. Yeah. It's more Frankie.
Yeah, and Mitch and I on this podcast have really tried to get our guests and get people that we know, but we also want to diversify and not just we're bringing on our buddies and we're having a good time.
Exactly.
And she has her own fitness page. She's doing great in her life, so it's going to be a really, really interesting episode. But for everybody, when this episode does go up, remember there's time codes in the description below.
That's right. Always.
All the topics that we cover today, whether it be fitness, whether it be nutrition, whether it be open book, they're all going to be down below. We time code it. So if you like the intro or you like when that theme song that's going to come up not too soon, if you just want to watch that, that's going to be there. If you want to watch Frank the Tank segment, you watch it. So look down below and also subscribe, we're on the road to 100,
Exactly. We need to get to the 100. If you really like the show, we really do appreciate you guys putting on your Instagram story, put on your Snapchat. Please put it out there.
Yeah, likes, comments, everything will help us in this.
Anything. All right. Marc, you ready, man?
Of course.
Speaking of that bet intro, let's get that rolling.
Do I want to know is the question I'ma ask. I'm diving in deep, it's like a blast from the past. New guests every week, is that enough for your ass? Cause these mans have us chill, you best grab a coat. You can't handle the questions, you best leave the show. It's Mitchell Cairns and Marc Vicioso, the two kingpins, like Chewy and Solo.
What an intro, guys. Ben Botehlo with the guitar, everything, you know what it is. But episode 6, we're out here. And we have a special guest today, fitness expert, I'd say now at this point, nutritionist, anything you want to say. We have the Emilia Torres. Emilia, how are you doing? Is everything good?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I've been better.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
I'm excited.
We're really excited about this because I don't know if Frankie told you, but Marc and myself have been on a little fitness journey for the last year a bit. So there's definitely a lot to talk about. How about you start off with telling a little bit about yourself? Maybe your background in fitness.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so again, my name is Emilia. I'm 20 years old, and fitness, healthy living, that whole thing has been in my life pretty much since I can remember. I started dance when I was, I want to say 3 years old. I went back and forth from dance, gymnastics, I did swimming, I played soccer, a bunch of sports growing up. And then I really focused on competitive dance since I was 9 years old. So pretty much from the age of 3 till now, currently I've been involved in competitive dance after I graduated in grade 12 from my home studio. And I started at U of T. I joined the competitive dance team there, and it's been a great 2 years. And yeah, and recently now that I've stopped dance and stopped performing, I've been really into working out at the gym and doing the home workouts because of what's going on now. So that's a bit of a background of my fitness journey.
How important though would you say like getting into dance and like physical fitness was at an early age? Because like you were at dance, but for like myself at the beginning, like in my childhood, I was big into basketball, and I started when I was like 6, 7 years old, right?
Same, yeah.
So when I'm like 6, 7 years old, and you get like started with a team, you get so many more social skills, and you get like so many things that are invaluable in life. What would you have to say about that?
100%. Honestly, I think it's super important for anybody to be involved in any sort of club or specific community. In our case, sports, for example, that like some of my best friendships are because of the sport that I grew up with and all the activities that I joined. And it definitely builds your character 100%. It gives you so many life skills like organization, being on top of everything, time management, just so many life skills that you get from the sport that continue on, not just in the sport, into your future career.
And like memories as well, I'd say.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm literally looking over and I have a board of pictures, and half of them are because of my, like from dance competitions or all my friends there. So many great memories.
Okay.
Well, I just got a quick question because Marc, when we talked with Frankie, gave us a little bit of a background information about you. Actually, let's get Frankie on. Frankie, can you join on for a second, buddy? Let's get Frankie on.
What's going on, guys? Guys?
Oh, where is he at?
Beach, my guy?
Yeah, where's the camera, man?
Okay, I'll turn my camera on.
I'll
turn my camera on.
It's gonna pop up, but like let's see him.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Francesco.
How's it going, everyone? Glad to be back.
That's right, you're back,
a 2-month hiatus, right?
I mean, the show wasn't on for like a month, and then I missed the last episode. I was partying it up in Wasaga.
Episode 4 put you down, eh?
Yeah. It was a wild episode.
Stop bringing up episode 4, man. Like, it's in the past. Let it be, okay?
We all heard the rant from the last episode. It's okay. It's in the past. The dead plants are out of the garden, and we're good.
There you go.
Back to normal.
Yeah, we're happy you're back, Frankie.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back. We have a great guest this week and 2 great hosts. So let's get back into it. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So I was saying, Frankie was telling us a little bit about yourself and how you actually were studying to be a lawyer, maybe in criminology and everything, but now you're transferring over to more fitness and kinesiology. I just kind of know what did that transition happen? Like, I'm kind of confused about that.
Let me take you all the way back to, I want to say grade 9 of high school. So I quickly realized that I was very strong, literally all the way back to grade 8, I want to say. I was always strong at the more reading and writing based stream of school. I don't know. To me, I always thought science or reading. Yeah. Anyways, that's just me. So I sort of gravitated to what I was naturally good at. So I read every single night growing up. I was super into that. And I realized that I was getting all these great marks in like the English classes and business, whatever. So I just gravitated towards what I was getting better marks at. And I didn't really sit down to think, what do I genuinely enjoy? What do I actually like? And I wish I did that earlier. But anyway, so I was just set on law. I want to do law, either real estate or business, just something more towards the business side. And I'm like, I'm going to go to school. I'm going to do an undergrad in some sort of English or law related thing. And then I'm going to go to law school and done. Come university, I'm taking these first year courses, second year courses, criminology, different types of Canadian law, whatever. And I realize once I actually get into it and get the background, like not really background, but more experience, I'm thinking to myself, I don't enjoy this. I honestly don't care. I don't want to read all of these law briefs, whatever. And then I just remember, like, I genuinely love everything related to nutrition, working out, like what goes on inside your body, just mostly kinesiology type of related things. Like I went to the gym almost 6 days a week. I danced almost every single day. And then I never thought that I could pursue that as an actual career. I never thought, oh, if I like it, I can make it into a career. I always thought, I don't know, you do what you make the most like money in, which is ridiculous because that's so not true. So anyways, I'm personally glad that I realized this early on. I'm going to my third year now in university, which is totally okay if you get this like little realization when you're older.
Definitely,
like, matter, but I'm kind of glad that I picked it up sooner and I just found out what I genuinely actually like, and I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna have to push myself so much. I'm working hard at all these new different courses every day. I need to get all the prerequisites. I'm literally doing high school science and math right now, but on top of university. But I feel like it's gonna be so worth it because I'm finally gonna do something that I actually like. And I think this should really be implemented back in high school. Like they should really help us or like make high school students more aware of what's out there. I felt that at my high school specifically. Didn't have all those resources, and I feel like I'm not the only one that can say this about their high school. You kind of
having like in high school, especially grade 10, they give you civics and careers at FX, and I'm like, grade 10, you barely remember like what you did back in the you just remember lunch and like friends. You don't remember anything. Career should be something that you go in grade 11, grade 12. Because for me, I even took because like similar to you. I took a 5th year at my high school, so you sort of like changed on the fly in the university and you found it that way. But me, I ended up taking a 5th year at high school, even though I was already graduated. I was in the honor roll. I was already graduated. But I decided I want to take an extra year and just like figure out myself, because there's no rush into doing what you love. Because like, like in the long scheme of things, like 18, like what does it matter if you found what you do at 18 or 19? Like, did it really matter at that point?
You're right.
No, life's a journey, and there's always speed bumps in the middle of the way. And again, just like Marc said, I didn't take an extra year, but I went to a different university, and knowing that that's not what I want to go, that's not where I want to be, and that's when I transferred over to Ryerson. So like everything, it's all speed bumps. You got to just keep pushing on and stay motivated, which is good.
That's a huge thing, motivation. It really has to be up there. And then I realized I lacked motivation so much. So it instantly clicked. Like I can't even sit down to study because I don't even like what I'm learning. It was at the point where I was so drained. I was just so ready for a new fresh start that I'm excited now.
And especially at U of T, like Ryerson, like we only in sport media, like U of T, I heard like there's bear curving, like they don't give you the best grades, all the things, so much to read. I can only imagine U of T, what's going on there.
No, it's great. I can't say I had the best experience so far school-wise, but friendship-wise and being on the dance team, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I made like a solid group of 30 people that I'm so close with.
So are you on the U of T dance team?
Yeah.
Speaking of the dance,
wait a second, Frank, is this the friend that we went to the party with, the club night?
Yeah.
See?
You guys?
You see? There's something new you find out every day.
Oh man,
I've definitely talked to you before. Like we saw each other in the line that one time.
I don't think I talked to you before. That's why.
I don't know.
No, I think you were. Frankie was coming into
something
the club,
else. Yeah,
and then Frankie said, "I know somebody on the UFC dance team. Get us tickets into the club tonight." I'm like, "All right, say less." You know.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Oh, small world.
Small world. You know what it is.
But going back into personal training and nutrition. How you're starting a page, right? An Instagram page?
Yeah, I started a fitness Instagram page for home workouts.
What?
Oh, look at this.
What is your tag or username so we can get that out there before everyone stops watching the podcast?
So it's Emilia Torres Fitness.
Oh, that's easy to remember.
Easy. Yeah.
Very easy. So what is the stuff that are on it? Is it workout videos? Is it videos on what to make food-wise, nutrition-wise? What is it?
Yeah, so as of right now, it's pretty much just workouts. I have a combination of equipment workouts and just like simply body weight workouts. I also have a couple stretching and mobility exercises just because I really want to implement my background in dance and stretching and more like a yoga flow type of vibe. So I have a whole mix of different little things, but I definitely on the nutrition side, I want to film like different meals I could make or different like healthy smoothies or something because I do all these things every single day. Even my mom was telling me like, why not post it? I feel like people would I don't know, benefit from that.
No, definitely.
Recipes.
Definitely. And I know about Mark, but personally, me, I'm one of those calorie counter guys now.
Not me.
I'm Mark.
No.
I'm one of those crazy calorie guys that count how many I put in, out, macros, proteins, grams. And so I definitely understand all the nutrition part of it.
Mhm.
And I understand how much hard work it is to put into that.
Oh yeah.
And I know, especially like whenever you're posting, like I don't have my own page per se, but you brought it up earlier. I'm sort of on my own 365-day journey, Emilia. So
Good for you.
So I had a New Year's resolution this year because I went into university, and I'd say freshman 15 was a thing, and it is a thing because definitely I came in one weight, and I came in like, I wouldn't say I became like obese or overweight, but I just definitely fell off a bit on the track. And New Year's resolutions was something that I always thought like people usually don't go through with at the end of the day. So on the New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, I actually ran with Mitch on New Year's Eve. So technically it's 366 if you guys want to get.
That's true.
And I told him I'm going to start the 365 journey, and today's day 204. And a lot of the people, they may not tell you that they appreciate the page all the time or like message you or DM you all the time, but they're definitely looking at it.
They notice it.
A lot of people see me in person and they'll be like, "Oh, Mark, yo, you doing that? That's great, man. Like,
Mr.
keep it up, man.
365 right there, Mr. 365.
Yeah, so I can only imagine what having your own fitness pages when you have like, and just I want to give encouragement to that to keep that going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, for sure. I've heard a lot of positive feedback. Like, I also, just a little background, I also teach dance as well. So I danced at a dance studio from the latest when I was at 13 years old up until 18. Then right after that, since I went to U of T local, I just lived at home, I was able to work there. And a couple of the students, even their moms, messaged me saying, "Oh, we love this." Like, because now Stretch and Strengthen or maybe before it wasn't super implemented in like a dancer's kind of weekly schedule. So it's good for like some of these girls to be using this to add to the dance training. And as well, some of my friends from school were saying how, they were using it. And I love when I get videos of them doing it so I can repost them doing it at home. That's always nice to see.
Definitely. And I think Mitch, if I'm not mistaken, you had a question about dance and some aspect of it. And I think I remember
Mark, you're gonna hit me with that right now? Okay.
We had a meeting before this,
I'm not saying anything against dancers. I honestly think dance is the hardest thing to do. It's like the hardest thing to do. It's like gymnastics. I can't dance. I can't do gymnastics. I think it's definitely more difficult than basketball and soccer. The one thing
I know where we're going with this.
Yeah, I think you did. I'm sorry about this, but personally for me, I don't think it's a sport per se. And the only reason is
shout out
Finley. That there's what, Mark?
I said shout out Finley, but like you can keep going.
Oh my God.
Finley, yep, I know him.
Exactly.
But wait, you just got my train of thought, right? Okay, yeah.
Sport.
Yeah, the sport, and it's all about the judging. How it's based off judging. So it's the same thing about gymnastics, the same thing about figure skating. All these things are so hard to do. I can't do it. It's tough on your body. Not like a recreation, but has athletes and everything. People have to be well fit to do it. But the judging part of it, I don't count it as a sport. That's just my thoughts.
That was Mitch's nice way of saying he doesn't think it's a sport.
Yeah, so let me give you my personal thoughts.
Please.
I definitely think dance is a combination of an artistry, 100%.
Okay.
And definitely the training that majority of sports do. We do as well behind the scenes. Pretty much what majority of people see is just what happens on stage. And dancers make it look super easy, but to be able to do that, it takes hours, 20 plus hours a week of actual training, coming out drenched in class, TMI.
I'm not taking that away because I definitely know how hard it is. I've tried to dance and it doesn't work.
When did you try to dance?
Oh, everyone tries to dance, man. You try to dance with your friends at a club, whatever kind of thing. It takes a lot. It's hard. You can't dance properly. But
going back to the judging aspect, basically the way that it works, there's different categories.
Okay.
There's technique categories, there's facial categories. So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. If you have if you can like captivate the audience just by your expression, that's where the artistry side comes into play. And then the technique side, that would be the more like difficult like sport aspect where you need to have that whole technical background, just like you need technique in football, like anything, right? Or so like what exactly do you mean like the judging doesn't necessarily make it?
I guess for me as like a fan watching it, like if I was watching dance, if I saw one routine and saw another, I personally could not understand which one was better, you know?
Was better. I definitely think if you saw one routine that was clearly like all in sync, everyone together, everyone's killing it on time, and the other one was sloppier, or like a thing of their costume fell off.
Definitely.
You know? It's just super boring. That's the difference between like a great dance and a mediocre.
I think for me, more personally, like I understand both sides of the argument. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, so I'm gonna say, Mitch, like obviously I see with the judging and stuff, and I understand what you're saying with the technique. But I'd almost say I'd more lean towards what Mitch is saying, just in the fact as, yes, there is techniques and there is stuff that goes in, but a sport, like when you're saying a sport, there's also a lot of pageantry that goes into dance in itself, you know? There's like costumes. It's like a drama, you know? Like I used to act like in high school, and I know like acting, like sure, it's not physical, but like drama and dance sort of go side to side. It's just dancers are the more physical. Like you obviously have to act. But whenever I think of a sport, or like I say the mass like thinking of like what sport is that like you're sort of in it. It's not pretty. It's not anything like that. And sort of like who dances is sort of what happens. You know what I mean? Like, so you think you can dance, or like a lot of these shows, you see it, like all the athletes go in, and like sure you'd have a guy like Lamar Odom, a star basketball player, doesn't even know like his feet. Like, you know, he can't even do the simple foxtrot. Like, what's going on? So I definitely understand both sides, but I'd lean towards Mitch, just personally.
Yeah, no, I see exactly what you're saying, but I definitely say the thing with sports, it's just what you're doing. Your goal is to get the point or score in and out, whatever. Whereas dance, you like need the artistry and you need the technique behind it. So
is there beefs? I also think another thing, is there like beefs in like the dance academies? You know what I mean? Like
the studios themselves?
Yeah, is there beef?
Depends. Like I went to an arts high school growing up.
What was it? Cawthra?
Pardon?
Was it Cawthra Park?
No, I went to St. Elizabeth High School. It's in Thornhill in Vaughan.
Oh, look at this. That's nice.
So, and everyone came from completely different studios. So it was interesting to hear some of the other girls' stories from their studio. Yeah, like bullying was a thing, and like other girls would tell me about their stories. But my personal experience, I've had the best dance studio experience ever. Like all the moms, I know it's typical to like hear about crazy moms in the dance world, but no, I never really experienced anything like that. Like, yeah, here and there was some issues, but overall, like my personal experience was fine. But it does exist, like bad competition, jealousy, wanting to be the best. Yeah, it's for sure there.
Exactly. All right, I feel that. So dance, you know, it can be considered a sport to some people. It could not, but I can definitely see the points on both sides. So sort of going off, hey guys, it may seem a bit weird. We've all changed clothes. We've all changed positions. Everything's new. Not to worry. There was just sort of a Zoom problem that happened, a crash of sorts that happened. And we were just like, all right, we'll just film the next part the other day because like we were sort of busy that day. It was getting late. But not to worry. There's still this part of the episode, and this is a very crucial part of the episode. And we just wanted to get into Emilia. So we were talking about the fitness, your fitness page, obviously, and everything that's been going on with you. But I sort of wanted to shift gears. I hate saying it. I never like saying we're going to switch gears. It's one of my pet peeves in life.
Marc, you say it every podcast, though. And you always...
I know. I say it because I like to let the people know I don't like it. Because if I say it, now they know.
All right, cool.
Now we know.
So now I just want to say, so we were talking about the fitness, and I was watching TikTok the other day. Like, obviously, everybody watches TikTok. You have an account, Emilia?
I do, but gonna be honest, lately I haven't been on it. I really try. Honestly, sometimes I delete the app to just completely get off.
It's way too addicting.
But yeah, it's kind of addicting sometimes. I'm definitely guilty.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those addictive ones. So I was just on the app, and I was on my For You page. So For You, everybody knows like the stuff that you like and people that share common traits with you. And then I was on this one thing, and it was it caught me by surprise. So it was a guy, and he was just in his room, and it was one of those like with music over it. It may have been some Drake, some Chris Brown, who knows what it was. And there's different things that are going up. So usually the thing with girls is that they care about a guy's height usually. So I was watching the TikTok, and he was like, all right, the girl was like, I think I wasn't a guy actually, but I was just thinking because it's like from the guy's perspective. The girl was like, oh, guy 5'8", like 5'6", not really. And then like 5'10" and above, then she was like cool with it. And then the guy, he did a duet with that video, and he put like, oh, girl, 120, it's okay. 130, it's all good. 140, it's like he stopped. He's like, oh, he couldn't even do it anymore. So I was just wondering from your perspective, Emilia, when you look at that and you see like the girls caring about maybe the height, you think it's a fair comparison to make with the weight, or you think it's sort of like a overblown type of thing?
Like, that personally bothers me so much, just that whole thing. Let me just start off with the girl side of it first. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't want to hear a 5'0" girl complaining about a guy being under 6 feet or something. Like, girl, I'm sorry. Like, you cannot be talking on that. Even I feel if a girl is a little bit taller, it goes both ways. Like, it really just.
But you see everything, and then you see like girls you see a girl and she's a little bit shorter than you. You don't overreact, right? No. You're just going to say, all right, it's all cool. Then the girl comes up, you got another girl, she's sweet, and she's like the same height as you. You're a bit on the fence, but you're feeling okay. Are you on the fence?
Same height's fine. Same height's fine.
Same height's fine then. But then like the girl, you meet her, and then she's like 6'2", and you're just 5'10", 5'11", maybe. What does that do for you, Mitch?
Again, it's a difficult question, but I personally would want the same height at max. That's just my preference, but it's okay to have someone that's taller than you. I don't think it's bad or anything, though. But just my preference is I'd rather have the person be my height or shorter. Even a little bit taller is fine, but if I'm like 5'10", she's like 6'3",
yeah,
that might be a little – it's the same thing where like it's like a 5-foot girl and the guy's like 6'6" or something like that. You know, it's kind of – to me, it's kind of weird.
It's sort of like a thing. But Emilia, would you say like I know you said like the thoughts are a bit like everywhere with that topic, but when you look at the guy's height, if the guy's 6 feet and he's just a nice guy, it's fine. 5 foot, nice guy, shouldn't matter. I think what I want to ask you is, should it more matter like what the personality of the person is and what they actually do for you instead of like things they can't control? Because another one that would be funny is like, oh, a guy, it's like he's just like the good guy, bad guy type of thing. It's like, oh, guy's an asshole, guy's this. If the guy's an asshole and he's like 5'2", you're like, oh, this guy, get him out of here. But if he's like a good guy and 5'2",
yeah, it's like, this is so bad to say. But nowadays I feel like it's such a common thing for a girl to be like, oh, I want to get like disrespected by this guy. And if he like aligns with all of those features, like tall, handsome, great body, whatever, like a girl wouldn't care if he would disrespect her in that aspect. Whereas like I feel like if he doesn't align in those categories, it's like, oh, I don't want anything to do with that anymore. I mean, so wait,
are you saying that the nice guy finishes last here? I'm guessing, right?
This is in the case for like the absolute most shallow girls out there. I'm saying it because it's something I've heard before and it's something that I've seen. So I feel like that is kind of something that's out there too.
It's out there, like the nice guys finish last, but we've touched on that on a previous podcast when we were talking about like the simp culture and what that meant to the whole thing. But sort of to retouch and assess with another girl that's coming on, do you feel like a guy has to have just a shade of like just a douche type of thing?
I personally do not think at all that guys finish last, because they will always come in first with the right girl, if you know what I mean. If they feel like they're always finishing last, then they're choosing girls that just have no values and that aren't going to accept them for who they are. That's what I think personally with that topic.
Yeah, okay. And then, like, for everybody, that you also have a boyfriend, correct? Okay, so your boyfriend, and he's a Apparently, I heard Frank the Tank has told me he's sort of like a tank in himself. He's all,
The guy is absolutely ripped. That's just my honest opinion.
okay.
Pure total fitness model. Exactly. Guy's always working out, it seems like, but super nice guy, I will say. Really nice guy. Emilia and Anthony, a great couple.
He's tank. He's a tank. He's juiced. He's everything. He's everything you'd ever want for a fitness relationship. But let's just say, on sort of what we were touching on before, you see him one day and then he was eating a couple donuts, went to Tim Hortons, then he had like a Popeyes thing, a couple biscuits here and there. Then next day he sort of let himself go. We had a couple beers with the boys. He was at the cottage. And then like you look at him, you see him Friday, then you see him again on Tuesday, and then it's like, geez, what happened to the 6-pack? It's looking like maybe like a 2-pack, 2.5-pack. Would that sort of worry you at all? Like, is there a certain cutoff? Or
me personally, okay, just to put it out there, so like when he hears this, he's not like thinking whatever. I mean, he definitely does. Like, he eats pretty much whatever he wants, and like I don't really care. But the thing is, like, he's super strict with everything, let's say, like workout wise, and then I feel like he will eat whatever he wants, all the cookies, same like as me. But I know that he's very strict on always like going back and staying back on track, like as an everyday type of thing. But
let's say he never went back on track.
To answer that question.
What if he never?
It's so annoying. He eats whatever he wants, and like.
But what if he never went back on track, Emilia? What if he just sort of went on like a sort of a downward spiral, a rabbit hole of sorts, and he just gains 20 to 25 pounds? Would it then be okay for you to say, as his girlfriend, what's up?
I think it's 100% okay to say that. Back to what I mentioned before, touching on the mental health topic, someone who is so healthy, like up in here and physically, it's not a normal thing to automatically spiral in such a short amount of time, right? So if I notice that in him or in anybody in my life, then like I said before, I definitely I'd go up to them as a friend or as a person that really cares about them and see what's going on before, instead of touching on more so the weight aspect. Like, yeah, that's a repercussion of it, but what is the root of that problem? And that's what I'd personally focus on more. And I'd 100% go and talk to that person, your significant other, your close friend, family member. Yeah, I'd approach it more as like, what can I do to help you? Like, please tell me what's wrong first. Because yeah, that's not a typical thing that you'd normally see happen if you were living a normal day-to-day healthy lifestyle, right?
Yeah, because it doesn't just change all of a sudden. There's always something that may happen. So yeah, you always want to find out the root of the problem first.
Yeah, you never want to say, oh, like you look different, like what's going on? That would just make the person feel so much worse.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you want. That is the last thing you want, right?
Yeah, I can definitely understand all those points of view. And yeah, it's just it's a touchy subject for some, but I think it's something that a lot of people need to hear, because there's always a right, in any situation, there's the wrong way to go about it, and sort of being blunt, being this and that, telling them bad. But then if you tell them in a nice, not like too nice that like they're not going to listen to you, they're just going to push you over, but in a calm tone, but like strict enough, that's how everybody listens. Because I know for me personally, if somebody starts yelling at me, starts like telling me this, I sort of don't even listen to them at all. Like I sort of just go into defense mode, sort of fight mode, you know, like me and Mitch are
topic. Like it's not easy.
Exactly.
But, fight mode.
Fight mode. Okay, Emilia, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Sort of on a side note. So you see, you follow me and Mitch on Instagram, and you see me and Mitch. So if there were to be a exhibition fight of sorts, sort of like a boxing match, who do you think would win between myself, Marc Vicioso, and Mitchell Playboy Karens over there?
Why Playboy? That's the first thing, because I'm not a Playboy.
I like it.
Yeah, you like it.
Do you have a favorite in the fight, or do we have to get Frankie in to see who he'd pick?
Oh, I'm gonna have to call up Frankie. You gotta take this one on for me.
Hey, where you
Frankie,
at?
I want to see.
Marc wants to bring this up. Bring it in.
Frankie, I want to see that beautiful face, though.
All right, I'm bringing the face in.
Let's go.
Okay, so
Frankie, but without give me like you're Max Kellerman. You're on First Take, and you're
Okay.
giving like the rundown of what would happen in the fight. No bias.
Wait,
No
what is
anything.
it? What is it? Is it just like a street fight or?
No, it's a boxing match. We all had proper cams, and we're all ready for the fight.
Proper camps. Okay.
Okay, now there's two significant advantages. This is coming from a guy that actually likes boxing. I watch boxing. I like boxing, and each of you has an advantage over the other person, and I'll tell you what it is. So Mitch has the advantage of he actually boxes, and his trainer looks absolutely jacked.
Shout out, Greg.
It looks like he'd absolutely kill me in a fight. But I will give Marc one big advantage. He's seen Rocky more. Look at that poster in the back. Marc has that Rocky mentality, and I think Mitch, knowing the hothead he is, he's gonna come out swinging. He's gonna get tired, just like Clover in the second fight in Rocky 3. And what Marc's gonna do, the Rocky music's gonna go off in his head, and I think he'll take the dub. No offense, Mitch. I think it'll be a good fight.
Please tell me you're not choosing Marc over a movie.
It's not. It's
right there.
It's
a
not.
movie.
It's not over a movie. It's over a mentality. Rocky's more than a movie for people like me and Marc. It's more than a movie. It's a mentality. It's a way to live your life.
So, but then again, this may come up. Maybe we'll fight soon. I was thinking
Marc,
maybe
I
down the
wish
road.
we would fight, man.
I have a proposition, but we're not going to get into that. That'll be later down the road that we're going to talk about that.
That's right.
But Frankie, I want to get your thoughts on the episode. There's obviously been a lot that's been going on. We've talked about Emilia's fitness page. We've talked about sort of like motivation and how to stick to something, not getting too much over it. Then went to the height and the weight stuff. What are your thoughts on like everything that you've seen? Like if you had to more or less describe your thoughts in a minute or like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so I think it's been a really good episode. I think Emilia's been a great guest for sure. I really like her fitness page. I think, it's only a matter of time before it completely blows up and we'll look back on this interview and be proud that we got to interview her.
We'll take credit.
We can try. But especially on that last topic, like I feel like it's also tricky because we're at the age, first year, second year, even like last year of high school, where that's the time where people stop playing. A lot of people stop playing the sports that they've played their whole life. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of let into the free world. And a lot of the time when
freshman 20.
Yeah. So a lot of the time people naturally are going to gain weight at this time. Like I know me being downtown, living the lifestyle, $2 beers to the boys, half price appetizers after 11, you got every restaurant at your disposal. Naturally, I've gained a little bit of weight. I'm not going to lie, but I feel like it's natural weight that naturally people are going to gain.
I completely agree with that. Healthy even. So.
Yeah. Like it's, I'm not saying that, it's good to just go and binge and gain weight, but it's natural. Like I get it. Like
not too many. Like it's nice to gain a bit of weight, but not too many double matzo combos from A&W.
Yeah. Don't be drunk in A&W every day like me and Marc were. But you need balance. You need a little bit of moderation in life. You don't want to have too much excess.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Like there's a lot of moderation is key in life and just balancing a lot. But Mitch, I see you want to say something.
I wanted to answer the question because it's actually something I was talking with my parents about recently, and I wanted to hear your opinion on it, Emilia.
Yeah.
Is there a time at all? Is it okay? For instance, we were talking about attraction, how everyone's attracted in different parts. It's attraction to the physical, it's attractive to the personality, it's different. And people can lose that attraction sometimes. Maybe it's because of their personality. Maybe it's because they gained weight. Maybe because their bodies change. Something has changed, right? Their personality, their physical appearance, whatever. Is it okay, not like off the bat, because that's kind of like a dick or a bitch thing to do, but to break up with someone because they changed their physical appearance? What do you say about that? Like, I'm not saying like you met the person at and you were dating for 2 weeks or something, and then not that. I mean something like you've been with them for a while, you met them at one stage of their life, and at another stage you're just not attracted to them anymore. Is it okay to break up with them or talk to them and say, You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not trying to come off,
I know what you're trying
but
to
it's
say.
it's a touchy subject, and I actually want to know your opinion on it because I was having like an argument with my sister about it. Like we were yelling at each other on a dog walk. So I want to know your opinion on it.
Damn. Okay.
I had to drop that.
Okay,
Sorry.
so basically, a couple who's been together for years now, and you met them at first, they look a certain way, and then a couple years pass, and then are you saying they completely change their appearance, or like a couple things here and there?
Well, they changed it enough that one of the two, again, I'm not saying it's a guy or it's a girl. Maybe it's a girl, maybe it's a guy. One of them's appearance has changed. And it's enough for the change to them to be like, I'm not, let's say, attracted to you anymore. Let's say if we're changing their appearance physically, I'm not attracted to you physically because when, at least from my kind of point, maybe I can help try to explain this from my point of view, is if someone's personality changes while you're dating someone, that's okay to break up with them. Like that's something that people are like, you know what, we're not vibing anymore. I don't like the vibe. I want to break up if you're not going to change your personality.
Completely valid, but
so
yeah.
So then it goes, and then when I think about it, it's the same way. Like if they want to change their personality and go back to how they were before, and that's something that you liked about them, that's great, and that works it out. And if they want to change go back to their appearance that they were before, that's fine. But I don't think people should be judged as much for just because some of their dating looks different and they're not physically attracted to them anymore. Because that's just their own preference. They're not trying to be rude or anything. They're not trying to hang you on. And I also think if you don't feel attracted to them, you're kind of hanging them on there for no reason. Yeah. You know? So there's a lot of things.
Then again, attraction, it's a touchy thing because like
it's different for everybody too. I'm not saying
once you're with a person for 3-4 years, like if we're just talking about like a haircut or like a beard type of,
I like that. I like that analogy. Haircut.
Different color.
Yeah, you know, like I'd be like, what the hell? I liked you better blonde. You're like, okay, then like maybe there's something more there. But if it's
obviously,
if it's something that's like developed over a course of time,
like I'm talking about a lifestyle change.
Lifestyle change and like haircut / like you look different / you don't wear the things that I liked before. Those are two different things, I'd say.
So back to what you said, just going to start off with the personality side of it. I think it's completely reasonable if a person changes completely who they are over a course of a couple of years. And yeah, I know a person doesn't change. They're always going to be who they are, but you know, sometimes they do, or they make choices. They make life choices.
Exactly. It's a very specific like point. Like I'm not saying.
Yeah. No, I think that's completely valid. If you just don't align anymore, your paths aren't aligned, that is so valid to end it. Even, yeah, okay, they're a nice person, whatever, but no, you gotta be with someone who's right for you, right? So
exactly.
Back to what you said about appearance, I feel like there's two sides. Like, let's say you are with a person that you're completely you've fallen for that person, you're with them for a couple of years now. A bit of changes, hair color or clothing style, whatever, that's not going to matter. Little things like, I just said hair. That's not going to matter at all. But, and I don't think that's a reason for change. I think it's okay to make like a comment, say, oh, like I've noticed you're trying something new. Like, what's that about?
Okay.
What's going on? Frankie, I didn't like you. I don't like the red hair. Go back to the regular hair.
But no, I don't know. I'm more leaning towards the no side if it's like an appearance thing. Yeah, I definitely got to lean more towards the no.
It's a question I just had.
I actually have something quick to say, another kind of aspect in this, okay? So from personal experience, I've been with my girlfriend for 7 months now, going to be 8 months soon. So we're at that point where like the initial kind of honeymoon phase is kind of over. And now, like, you know, like we're comfortable with each other.
I mean, is it over for both of you or just for you, Frankie?
Oh God.
Well, it's never like full. It's never fully over.
I'm joking. But it's only a joke, Victoria. You guys
No.
It's only a joke.
But yeah. So like we're comfortable with each other, but yet we never I never stop trying to impress her either. Like when I go over to her house, I want to look good. I want to smell good. I fix my hair. You know, like today I went over to her house. I'm wearing the chain. I fix my hair. You know, I clean my glasses. And, you know, I feel like it's the same with her. Like when I go over to her house, you know, it's like we still want to impress each other.
Exactly. Okay.
And so I feel like if I were to completely let myself go, then that kind of speaks to how I view the relationship. Like, I'm no longer trying to impress her. I'm no longer putting in the effort that comes in with being in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you on that, Frankie, because then it comes to a point where, one, you're lazy, two, you don't care, and who wants to be in a relationship where 50% of the whole thing, that person doesn't want to try anymore? Who cares if you've been with each other for 5 months, 10 months, or 10 years? I feel like that's that that feeling of wanting to show the person that you care, even if it's in little ways with, like you feel good about yourself in an outfit. I know that's something small and kind of more exterior, but that's still a way to show that you care. Literally just putting yourself together for them shows that you care. So I think, I think the moment that you stop doing all of those things, then that's a problem. That's problematic, and the problems go beyond just appearance, I feel.
Perfect.
That sounds great.
And that answers my question. I just want to say thank you. I was just wondering.
No, it's a great question. Yeah.
But it's been a great show, and we just wanted to sort of go into our next segment, our final segment of the show, but a very important segment to like the show and what's happened so far. Gotten a lot of positive feedback on this segment. It's called Open Book. Not my segment, but it is Mitch's segment. So I'll pass it over to my co-host over there and explain it to Emilia.
All right. So I think you've explained to already before, but for people that haven't watched the show, it's basically a part where the guest and the host become transparent with their own lives, kind of make a connection in a way. And the guest gets to ask the host a question. It could be about anything, personal, relationships, sports, their opinion on something, anything. And the host gets to ask the guest a same question in the same subject of it. Okay. So that's kind of it. We just want to get more transparent with it. It's something that, like Marc said, people like it because that makes them feel more comfortable about what the host. It makes them feel more transparent, more open up. So we're going to go right now and start it. You get to choose between Marc or myself to ask any question you want. It can be about anything, relationships, opinions on something, anything you want. But the only thing you should think about is whatever question you ask, that person gets to ask you a question back in the same subject. So we gotta know, which one do you want to choose?
Let's see. Mitch, I'm gonna go with you.
Oh, geez.
Do you have any first date horror stories?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Or I'm just gonna add to that, or it can be like the best experience. So
I'm getting the popcorn out.
I'm keeping my camera on for this. I wanna see what's gonna happen here.
So it can either be the worst or the best. If you have the worst, I feel like that's more interesting.
Everyone wants to hear that.
Worst first date.
I think I know though.
Whoa, Marc. What do you know, man?
I'm not gonna say anything. Honestly, I've not said anything.
I can't think of really anything, to be honest. But
wait, I'll twist that a bit. What is the worst thing that a girl can do on a first date?
Ooh, okay.
So wait, Mitch, you've never had a bad first date? Just I know you're gonna answer that question, but you've never had that.
To be honest, I wasn't part of the dating world for a really long time. So it's just recently where I started the dating world, and all my first dates have been pretty good. So I can't really. They're not like.
Oh, that's
amazing.
okay.
They're not like amazing.
She was chubby before. That's what he's trying to say.
Shut up, Frankie. Shut up.
All right. Back to Emilia. I like Emilia's second follow-up.
I really do like that question. So, on a first date, I feel like if you get some sort of self-centered kind of, I want to say bitchy vibe kind of thing, one thing that I guess you can notice right off the bat is if they're rude to, like if you're on a date at a restaurant, they're rude to the server. If they're rude to someone who they're sitting your seat or whatever, that's kind of like you kind of wanted that same level of respect and maturity from people on whatever you are, and that's kind of like a red flag for me right off the bat. So that's one.
Give me the. You give me like a little bit of calamari, a little bit of a side dish. I want the main course, fam.
Well,
She asked, what's something a girl can do on a first date that like would sort of throw you off? You know something that a girl would do that would throw you off.
All right, let's hear it.
Wait, Marc, what are you thinking? Because I actually don't know what you're thinking.
I'm just saying. I'm saying is.
What are you thinking, Marc? You can say it. Whatever you're saying, you can say it.
Okay, so I was saying, if you're, let's say you're on a first date, and then like she pulls up to it, and then like, okay, I get what you mean with like the server and the being rude, but like another thing could be like if she's just sort of mute on the first date. I've had a first date where like the girl came and then like we were just talking, and then.
Well, that's not like. It's not really a red flag, though, because
that is a red flag.
No,
what
it's
are we
not.
doing?
It's not a red flag because maybe the girl was just nervous on the first date.
Mute?
Buddy, mute. Okay, what are you saying, man? Are you saying like she can't talk? What are you saying?
Like, yeah, like she couldn't talk.
She can't talk.
So wait, she couldn't talk or she won't talk?
That's I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't know.
See, Marc, that I don't think could be it. If you're telling me she can't talk at all, maybe that is a red flag because I don't know like sign language or something, so I can't communicate with her. But if she's just nervous and is not as talkative as you, I don't think that's a red flag until it's like if there was like good enough for a second date and she's still like that, it's cool. But a first date, no, she could be nervous.
I would also
other stuff I think that could have been more of a red flag though.
Yeah, I would also say if like she sort of comments on like or like you're about to pay for the bill and she makes like the waiter comes and she's like, oh, he's paying for it. I'd be like, well, I was gonna pay for it anyway, but you didn't have to make it like, you know what I mean?
Again, that I actually don't care about.
If you're on a first date, Mitch, you're at Red Lobster, had a 4-course meal.
Lobster, that's the first thing.
Waiter comes like, will it be separate checks today? And you're like, and then she's like, no, he will be paying for the meal. I'll be like, I was going to, but thanks for the, you know what I mean?
She just said
an offer always helps. You know what I mean? I was gonna do it anyway.
Just be the gentleman and pay for the meal, first day meal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to anyway, but like sort of the assumption that's
do you need that like extra assumption, like that extra?
I just find it sometimes. I think girls find it nice too. You know what I mean? Like if I just think that's a thing. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Okay. Well, that was actually a really big question.
Francesco doesn't look too happy with my answer over there.
Frankie, man, tell us, man.
No, I agree with Marc for sure, but I still think this happened to me. The worst thing that a girl could do on a first date.
Do you have a bad first date story, Frankie?
Yeah. So I was with a girl.
In the mute?
Yeah, it actually is.
You had a mute girl, Marc?
No. Maybe Marc has, but so I'm with a girl. We're talking, we're vibing, things are going well, and then she makes a horribly racist comment about someone else in the restaurant.
Nice.
Like I'm talking like N-word racist, and right there, any vibe, any attraction, was absolutely
you leave. You say nah.
Killed, and I just left. Like it was like, okay, yeah, like, we're done here. Like whatever. Like it killed everything, and I think that was the worst thing that anyone not even could do. But like if you go to somewhere and someone's like prejudiced or racist or stereotypical, that like it's done. It's done.
Is this story like rated R that we could hear it, or is it PG-13?
Well, I'm not gonna make a racist comment on the show.
I feel you.
I'm not I'm not gonna spread no hatred. I'm not gonna be canceled out here. I like producing. I like
you're saying it. You're telling the experience almost. But like I understand why you wouldn't want to say it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna stay away from spreading any hatred. I don't believe in it.
Don't do that. Yeah.
But yeah, that was the absolute worst thing. Number one buzzkill, deal breaker in any sense of the way. It was horrible.
It was near the end, so you can just get out of there.
Yeah.
Imagine one of the first things that she said.
Great. How about you, Mitch? Though you have the follow-up question for Emilia, I'd assume.
I do. I got a follow-up question. So it's in the relationship kind of category, I'm guessing. Let me see. I'm thinking between two right now. I'm trying to think about it. Let's make it a two-part question here, okay?
All right.
Here's just it's a basic. We talked about this already when we were talking about my answer to the question. Just a quick thing: should guys pay for the first date?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Why?
I personally am more on the traditional side, and I think that's just a gentleman thing to do. I feel like I know what your follow-up question is, but go ahead.
So my follow-up question on this is, I don't think you actually, because it's different though, because on that same thing, it's part of the tradition kind of thing, kind of how a guy pays for the date, a guy picks you up maybe too. Like, is it seen bad if the guy doesn't pick you up?
No, I don't
No?
think so. I mean,
Because I feel like
would
people.
want to be picked up, but if it's we'll meet each other there kind of situation, I think that's fine too.
What if it's a type of situation though when like the guy doesn't have his license and like he doesn't have a car to pick you up?
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
you sort of got to pick me up.
Is that an off? Like, is that like a? You're telling me we have to TTC to our date?
Well, one thing is not having a license. Another thing is not having a car. I don't care if he has a car or not, but if he doesn't have his license right now, that's a little bit weird. Not to be like mean or anything, but you're saying he doesn't have a car and you both meet up and like subway there together, just like for clarification. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, there's probably guys that don't.
Car.
Yeah.
I mean, make the subway ride part of your date. Who cares? You can talk on the subway, get to know each other more.
But I think the car is a necessity. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I drive.
Is it? Because that's what I'm saying.
Mark,
Frankie you drive.
Huh?
You drive. But like, I'll be honest, because we're talking about first dates, and when I went on a date recently, she picked me up actually because I couldn't get the car. And honestly, I felt kind of weird, and I was just wondering.
Weird.
I'm with you, Mitch. I've been picked up too, and
kind
it's
of weird because I couldn't get the car, and I'm like.
But
so
hey, things happen. It's okay. You know, I'm pretty sure she completely understands too. So.
I'm sure she did, but I'm just saying.
I was also on a date where like a girl felt more like it was a Tinder date, if you will, and the girl felt more comfortable if she picked me up. Like I offered to drive, but she wanted to drive because like I guess like it was a Tinder thing, and like even though she had my snap and everything, she sort of felt more comfortable almost driving me because like. Maybe if like you hop into a car with new guy and then like it could be scary.
It makes sense. So. It makes sense why. Like it does.
But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Like if he doesn't have his license by this point, I don't want to discriminate though. I don't want to discriminate.
Here's a question here actually too to add on to that because I feel like we might have to because we only have 4 minutes left, so we might have to do my question again maybe but. What is standard for a guy on a first date? Like standard, because we're talking about like paying the bill, picking you up, like opening the door for you when you say maybe pulling out your seat. Like, what is a standard thing for a guy to meet? For you, at least.
For me, pretty much everything you mentioned, I kind of expect already. And then during the date, just be like, what can you really ask for? You don't know the person that much. Honestly, all I look for is great conversation, respect, get to know the person a little bit more.
Yeah.
No, those are pretty much.
I'd say that's bare minimum. And then anything after bare minimum, you're going to get a 5 out of 10. If you do all those things, you're at least at a 5 out of 10.
You're rating based on that, Marc?
You do above that, you're going into like the good category. You know what I mean? Like then if you start like the girl actually finds you interesting, you go up to like 6, 7. Then if like she actually starts connecting with you and you have open conversation, it goes to 8. And then 9, 10, like then you're
What's a 9, 10, Marc?
Yeah.
Never found it before. I gotta be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, we all know what you mean.
Yeah, we all know what you mean. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But it's been a great show. I think is that what we're gonna wrap it up, Mitch?
We're ending it on that before this goes too far.
Your rating skill. I like that.
Exactly. So it's been a great episode. Emilia, I'd like to thank you. Give a big clap for Emilia, guys. Big clap. Big clap.
Thank you guys so much. You're all incredible hosts. I had a great time. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And just one more time, what is the @ for the Instagram fitness page for you?
Fitness page.
It is Emilia Torres Fitness.
Okay.
Go follow it. We follow it.
We already follow it. We're up there and we're ready for the content. Everybody's ready for that content.
I'm pretty sure she has way more followers than the Do I Want to Know page already too.
Oh,
like
100%. 100%.
So like times 10. So like go follow it.
But it's okay.
And don't forget to follow the sport board either.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. You know what I mean? And
Can't forget
those are
that.
great things.
Yeah.
We're all part of the family, and it's been a great show. And Mitch, Frankie, want to thank you being great hosts. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, help us get to 100 subscribers. That's our goal right now. And until next time,